Z transform. So there are a lot of relationship between Z transform and DTFT. Like we have given the relationship between, we already discussed the relationship between Fourier transform and Laplace transform. Here also we will discuss about the relationship between discrete time Fourier transform and Z transform. For general discrete time signal x of n, the Z transform is defined as x of z is equal to summation n is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of n into z power minus n. So this is the formula to find out Z transform of given discrete time sequence. The variable z is generally complex valued and is expressed in polar form as z is equal to r into e power j theta. You should remember when we are discussing Laplace transform, we used s is equal to a complex number sigma plus j omega. Likewise, this z also j omega. Likewise, z also a complex valued and expressed in polar form. In explain, we have used in real and imaginary part. Here we are using again real and imaginary part, but in polar form, like z is equal to r into e power j omega, with r as the magnitude of z and omega is the angle of z. Okay, my voice is not audible, then please inform me. Imran, my voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Kavya? Kavya, my voice is audible?
Sir, audible, sir?
Okay. Okay. Now, now when we are substituting z is equal to r into e power j omega, I'll get x of r into e power j omega is equal to summation n is equal to minus into plus infinity x of n into r into e power j omega power minus n. I simply substituted r into e power j omega. I just replaced z is equal to r into e power j omega. When I am doing this, okay, when I am doing this, I'll get x into e power r e power j omega is equal to Fourier transform, discrete time Fourier transform of x of n into r power minus n. Just see this equation. When you are substituting r is equal to 1 in this equation, this z transform will become discrete time Fourier transform. This is the relationship between z transform and discrete time Fourier transform. Both are almost same. The only thing is, when you are substituting r, the magnitude value is equal to 1, then z transform will reduce to Fourier transform. This is the relationship. All of you must be very careful in telling this, because all these transforms are highly interrelated. Okay, so first we discussed about Fourier discrete time Fourier series, discrete time Fourier transform, and now we are discussing Z transform, and these are all interrelated. Okay, so one by one we are deriving. First we started with Fourier series, and then we have derived Fourier transform. Now from the Fourier transform we are now discussing Z transform, and the relationship between Z transform and Fourier transform is, when you are substituting r is equal to 0 in this equation, that is r is equal to 0, r is equal to 1 in this equation, that is z is equal to r in e power j omega, then the Z transform will reduce to Fourier transform. That is, this is a relationship, that is x of r in e power j omega is equal to Fourier transform, discrete time Fourier transform of x of n into r power minus n. Here r should be is equal to 1 when discrete time Fourier transform. Now, in particular, yes, what I told is I have written here. In particular, if r is equal to 1 or equivalently z magnitude of z is equal to 1, the z transform reduces to Fourier transform. That is, I have given in mathematical equation x of z when z is equal to e power j omega, you will get x of e power j omega is equal to discrete time Fourier transform of x of n. Now, like Laplace transform, when you are discussing Z transform, we need to talk about region of convergence, ROC. Okay, so when you are talking about a region of convergence Z transform, it includes a unit circle. Okay, it includes a unit circle, the range of values of complex variable Z for which Z transform converges is called ROC. This is the definition of ROC of Z transform. Okay, the range of values of complex variable Z for which Z transform exist. Converge is nothing but exist is called ROC. To illustrate Z transform and ROC, let us consider some. We will discuss some example and we can understand the concept of Z transform. Before that, I just want to elaborate on unit circle and ROC. Here you have I told you that Z in polar form, Z is equal to R into e power j omega. Okay, so this is the Z value. Z is equal to R into e power j omega. Just it's actually we have to give different values to this omega. For example, if you are giving omega is equal to 0, what will happen is e power 0 is 1, you will get R, Z is equal to R. Then if you are giving omega is equal to pi, then you will get minus R. If you are giving omega is equal to pi by 2, you will get, what will add, minus plus j into R. Okay, if you are giving omega is equal to 3 pi by 2 minus R into j. So it will rotate. When you are giving different values to omega, the graph will rotate. So 0 to 360 degree, again if you are giving different values, the plot will rotate. That is the polar form. See here, when r is equal to 1, when you are substituting r is equal to 1 and omega is equal to 0 in this equation, you will get 1. For omega is equal to pi by 2, you will get j, and if you are giving omega is equal to pi, you will get minus 1 and minus j. So here x-axis is the real axis, that is real part of z, and y-axis is real part of y-axis is imaginary part of z. So you have to write imaginary part of z and real part of z. So you can ask me, what is the real part of z? Real part of z is nothing but you can expand this r into e power j omega like r into cos omega plus j into sin omega. So real part of r into cos omega plus j r into sin omega, real part is r into cos omega, imaginary part is r into sin omega. That's it. So when you are giving different values to this r, this omega, the signal or the plot will rotate from this to anti-clockwise. That's it. Depends upon the value of omega. So for this case, r is equal to 1. When we are discussing problem, first of all we have to draw x and y axis, and also you have to mention this unit circle. From that we are going to find ROC of each and every problem. For example, you consider this problem. This problem says, consider a sequence x of n is equal to a power n into u of n, and a is real. Simply they have given a is real. Determine Z transform and ROC. So first of all we have to write the formula for Z transform. X of Z is equal to summation n is equal to minus into plus infinity x of n into z power minus n. You have to substitute the value of x of n here. So when you are substituting, x of z is equal to n is equal to minus into plus infinity a power n into u of n z power minus n, which is equal to summation. Okay, here I have u of n. Because of this u of n, the range of n value here actually minus infinity plus infinity, because of multiplying u of n with this equation, the range of value will reduce to 0 to infinity, because it consists of only positive values. U of n consists of only positive values, that is 0 to infinity, hence there is no negative values, hence the summation range value will start from 0 to infinity. Already we discussed about this kind of problem. Okay, only thing is, there we used e power in for discrete type Fourier transform, there we used e power minus j omega, here we are using z. So the formula is same. If you come across any kind of this kind of series, infinite series, this infinite series can be evaluated using 1 by 1 minus a into z power minus 1. Okay, so again I'm saying, if you are substituting r is equal to 1, this z transform will reduce to discrete time Fourier transform. So 1 by 1 minus a into z power minus 1, because this series can be easily reduced to this form. For convergence x of z, we require that this value, that is summation n is equal to 0 to minus infinity, magnitude of z power minus 1 power n should be always less than infinity, not equal. It should be less than infinity, so that we can find z transform and find the region of convergence. We should know when this infinite series will become less than infinity. So ROC is the range of values of z for which magnitude of a into z power minus 1 is less than 1. For this particular condition, we can find, or the value of this infinite series will become finite. Okay, or equivalently, when you are interchanging a and z values, you will get magnitude of z must be always greater than magnitude of a. For this condition, we are going to draw ROC. So I am rewriting a z transform equation, that is this is the stress z transform we have determined last previous slide. So 1 by 1 minus a into z power 1, and the region ROC should be always, magnitude of z should be always magnitude of a, is the condition. Now I am going to substitute, I am going to replace z power minus 1 by 1 by z. When I am replacing, then by and also cross multiplying it, I will get this equation, that is this 1 by 1 minus a into z power minus 1 equation will change to z by z minus a. Okay, z minus a, denominator I have z minus a, hence I can even say that z is equal to a. Before finding the region of convergence, we should know what is poles and zeros. So poles and zeros can be identified on imaginary polar plane, z plane, by equating numerator and denominator to 0. Okay, so when you are equating numerator is equal to 0 and finding the z value, then it is called zeros, and denominator it is called poles. Okay, so here I have a pole. Generally poles and zeros should be represented by circle and into mark. So I told you that I have a okay, it has a pole at when z is equal to a. When you are equating the denominator is equal to 0, denominator part is equal to 0, then you will get a pole, and 0 numerator part, 0 numerator part, we have a 0 at z is equal to 0. So 0 is represented using a circle and pole is represented using into mark. So these are the poles and zeros. It has a lot of applications, control system, not only in control system, signals and signal processing applications also. So here this is actually first order equation. It has only one pole and only one zero. Okay, only one zero. That zero is placed at the origin and zero is placed at the at z is equal to a. Important condition on ROC is there should not be any pole present on the ROC. That is a condition. If you are marking this is a region of convergence some place, then that place you should not find any pole. For example, I'm going to take this example here. ROC says magnitude of Z is greater than magnitude of A. It means it includes both positive and negative values. So I'm going to mark poles and zeros. My marked pole and I marked zero. I marked zero here at the origin and pole at Z is equal to A. Okay. Now depends upon the value of this A. Okay, so A value may be greater than 1 or less than 1. If A is greater than 1, you have to mark pole after this 1, and if it is less than 1, you have to mark inside the unit circle. Here we consider A is in between 0 to 1. If A is in between 0 to 1, the pole should be inside the unit circle. So I marked a unit circle, and then okay, I marked a pole inside the unit circle, and then I have to draw a circle of radius A. So that circle is marked dotted line. So this is a circle. First of all, I have to mark poles and zeros. Okay, and after that we have to draw a circle. Okay, circle of radius A, that represent pole. After that, depends upon the value of region of convergence, we have to mark whether it is inside or outside. For example, when you are taking this example, it consists of a pole inside the unit circle, and also I can even say that inside A. Hence, this regions inside this region may not be ROC. This region may not be ROC. This region may not be ROC. Hence, ROC will be outside A. Okay, outside of this A. So you have to mark by using a line. These lines. Okay, and you can claim that the Z transform exists over this region, that is magnitude of A is greater than magnitude of Z is greater than magnitude of A. So inside this no ROC, because you find a pole inside the unit circle. So for this case, the ROC is lying above Z is greater than A. So this is ROC, and this is again redrawn here. So here you can find unit circle. Second figure, ROC of this particular problem. A is in between A is in between 0 to 1, and ROC says magnitude of A is greater than 1. So first you have to draw a circle, and you have to mark poles and zeros, and you have to draw ROC based on this relation. Z is greater than, it means for Z values is greater than A, the transform exists, that is Z transform converges. So this is one problem. Next we are going to discuss another case. When this is the first case is A is in between 0 to 1, because magnitude of A, we need to consider the magnitude of A. Magnitude of A means it should consist of both positive and negative values, and of course we consider only 0 to 1 and A value may be greater than 1. What will happen if A is greater than 1? That we are going to discuss. Okay, now what will happen if A is greater than 1? If A is greater than 1, this is the case. So, this is the case, the top figure. If A is greater than 1, what will happen is the pole will be located. The pole will be located after the unit circle. Unit circle is here. This is unit circle. Okay, this is unit circle. And if A is greater than 1, then that is magnitude is greater than 1, then the pole will be after this unit circle. Okay, that is outside the unit circle. In fact, I can say outside the unit circle. So we have to mark pole after the unit circle, and you have to mark ROC. So this is the ROC when A is greater than 1. Okay, this is one case, and of course we have another case. A is in between -1 to A. Okay, for this case also, the previous case and this case, that is this case and this interval, that is A is in between 0 to 1 and -1 to 0, both cases are same. Okay, because we need to consider magnitude of A. Magnitude of A means it includes minus A and plus A. So first case is plus A, second case is minus A. So for these two cases there is no change in ROC. If A is less than 0, if A is less than 0, we cannot find the ROC because the problem is a pole is inside. Okay, a pole is inside the unit circle, so it's not possible. So you cannot consider those cases.